Hello and welcome to the SSN Social. We're looking ahead to Sunday's huge game between Liverpool and Manchester City. Paul Dickov and Jermaine Pennant have joined us in the studio, responding to your tweets as well, and tell people why the hot dog sellers at Anfield are under big pressure. We'll be hearing from Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. We want to hear from you too. Tweet us, use the hashtag SSN Social. We'll be reading out as many as we can before 7 p.m. Let's get straight into it then. Paul and Jermaine, our guests this evening. Paul, Sunday's game, we know it's huge. It's still quite early in the season, though. How far will it go to deciding the title?
Personally, I don't think I'll go that far on Sunday, whether City win. I know if Liverpool win, it goes to 9 points. But, I look back to last season in February time where there was only 11, 12 games left and the gap was 10 points at one point and then it went to 7 points. And if any team can go and win the next 10, 11, 12, 13 games, it's Manchester City with the squad. I know they've got injuries, but me and my blue-tinted glasses on, regardless of Liverpool winning Sunday, I still don't think it's over. That's
maybe what Jurgen Klopp's saying to Liverpool as well, isn't he? If we win, it's not over.
Yeah, of course. It's all about just taking each game as it comes. I think winning the game would be a good boost going into the season in the long run. But whoever wins the game, I don't think it's going to determine who wins the league. It's teams like when you go to Norwich, lower teams like that, where if you slip up, that's where it comes costly. But I don't think this game here is going to be huge for the title.
Well, it's certainly a high-pressure game for everyone. And Jurgen Klopp has demanded the best from everyone, not just the players.
We have to play our best game. Everybody in the stadium has to be in absolutely top shape. The guys who sell the hot dogs has to be in a top shape. So everybody has to be from the first second when come early in the stadium, go inside, nothing to do outside, wait for the team for the warming up, be there, all that stuff. That's what I wish for.
It's obviously a funny answer, Jermaine, saying that even the hot dog sellers have to be on top of the game ahead of this. But is Klopp trying to develop this mentality around the whole club that they have to be at their best at all times to kind of make it a fortress everywhere around the whole club?
Yeah, they do. It's obviously saying they've got to be on top form because Man City is such a strong team. And to beat them, you have to be on your top form. And as when I was at Stoke, nobody liked to come to Stoke, to the Britannia, because we made it difficult. The fans made it difficult. And it was a place where, we could get points and the top teams would hate coming to Britannia. So I feel he's trying to make the same as Anfield, a fortress. If you go to there, you're going to know you're in for a battle.
It was interesting yesterday when Jurgen Klopp called Pep Guardiola the best manager in the world. Now, what we're doing is we're running a poll today, which you can get on Twitter right now. We're not asking who is the best manager, we're asking who you would rather play for. So, Paul, Guardiola or Klopp?
I think it's the obvious one what my answer is going to be.
I've got a feeling
I think Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola are obviously two of the best managers in the world, two of the best coaches. The record last couple of seasons says that, and but I've got to go with Pep. I've been lucky enough the last 3 pre-seasons to be away with the first team in the pre-season tour, and I've seen Pep work up close. I've seen how he is, not just with the players, talking about Jurgen Klopp, with the staff and everybody behind the scenes. People think he's very intense all the time. He's not. He's a relaxed guy away from it all. Watching him train is it's a lesson in itself in football, but seeing how he handles himself with his staff and the players. And we can all talk about Man City having the best players and world-class players and them working hard. The biggest thing for me is that they hang off his every single word. And yes, he's intense when he trains, but away from that, he's a really good guy, and his man management, it's hard enough. Premier League now, it's 25, not just 25 world-class players, it's 25 egos that you're managing sometimes as well, and he does that perfectly.
Does he have the ability to make players better regardless of their age?
Yeah, I think he does. I think if you look from when he came in, 3 years ago now, whether he's inherited players or whether he's bought the players in, every single one of them's improved. You look at Raheem Sterling's a prime example, but you also look at Kevin De Bruyne and you look at David Silva and you look at Sergio Aguero. They were already at that level, and Pep's took them to that next level again, and that can only be down to his man management and how he coaches them.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to say you'd prefer to play under Jurgen Klopp.
Of course, there's only one way I'm going Klopp. I just love his energy. I love he's a manager who'll put his arm around your shoulder if things ain't going well. He likes a joke. I don't, obviously, never been around Pep, but he just seems a little bit serious. You can take nothing away from what he's done in the game and how he's done for City, but For me, I think Klopp just pushes the edge as to who I would like to be my manager would be Klopp, because of his fun side of it. Like I said, I always like a manager who you can have a little bit of banter with, and be serious at the same time.
All right, well, we've been asking the viewers as well this, so we've got a few tweets to read out. Tommy McGrath says, Guardiola inherits already built teams to challenge for titles, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City. Klopp builds teams, that's what he's done in 4 years at Liverpool, and it's nothing short of amazing. Let's see Guardiola start off with Moreno, Mignolet and Sacco, etc., and see how he gets on. I'm not sure who Tommy thinks the answer is there. What about Phil Anderson here, who obviously also says that Klopp is the one he says has to be Klopp. He just gives off such passion on the sideline. Players feed off that. Then success follows, evident from winning last season's Champions League and why they are rightfully favourites to win the league. So that's 2 out of 2 for Klopp. And just to balance it up slightly,
Liverpool fans
Paul, we've got one who agrees with you here. OK, this one says, Pep Guardiola, no question. Guardiola is to football what Albert Einstein was to physics, an unreached genius. All right, we like that one. But there is a problem for Guardiola this Sunday, isn't there? Because Ederson, Guardiola says that he's going to miss this game. Now, we thought Guardiola was in quiz show mode today when he was at his news conference answering questions as quickly as possible.
You have a better idea now whether he will be able to play at the weekend?
He's not able to play tomorrow.
Do you know how long he's going to be out for?
I don't know.
How much weaker does that make you as a team without Ederson?
We have another stop keeper.
But Ederson plays, he starts a lot of attacks as much as anything, doesn't he? What do you miss when you don't have...
Claudio Bravo can do it too.
You're very confident.
Of course. We won the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, the last one, thanks to Claudio.
OK, Pep Guardiola there in his news conference, not giving much away, but he is quite like that quite often, isn't he? It seems just pure focus.
Yeah, I think he just wants to get in, do his press conference and get back out onto the training pitch as quick as he can. But, obviously Ederson's going to be a huge loss. He's been amazing, not just with the saves he makes, but with the ball at his feet. Claudio Bravo struggled when he first came in a little bit, but it's not as if it's a 18, 19-year-old inexperienced goalkeeper that's coming in. He's got, I think, over 120 caps for Chile. He's won the Champions League. He might not beat the level that Ederson's at with it, but as Pep said there, his Carabao Cup last season and the FA Cup, he was magnificent when he played. So, but you would imagine that Liverpool will be targeting that as an area that they can get to, whereas with Ederson, he's like an outfield player at times, whenever the ball comes back to him, it gives him that extra player, but Bravo can do that as well.
Of course, Bravo was his signing as well. I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to speak to Sam Lee, who's one of the Manchester City writers for The Athletic. Good evening to you, Sam. Now, you've written an article about the developing relationship between these two clubs, how each club is forcing the other one to improve. Has this become a unique rivalry in the context of English football?
I don't know about unique, but it's certainly, I think it's going to be up there with the big rivalries of English football. Obviously, there's United and Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, when Mourinho was at Chelsea. Those kind of super clubs, really, when they're doing it at home and in Europe, they're relentless. All the games are battles, and I think it's that way. Of course, it is on the pitch. We've seen it over the last few years. Been some great moments already, but yeah, and this article as well in particular. It's more about kind of how it's going off the pitch, and there's been obviously so much going on that side of things in the last couple of years or so. A lot of it goes back to the Sterling transfer, the treatment of him, James Milner, that gets thrown in, the burst, the chance, everything kind of gets whipped up on social media as well. And yeah, for that reason, it's become a big rivalry. I'm just wondering if in the studio, people think this has kind of got what it takes over the next couple of years to be on par with, I suppose, the biggest one, which is United and Arsenal.
What do you think, Jermaine?
I think this has already become bigger than United and Arsenal. These are the two teams now you can see is going to be challenging for the title for the next 3 to 4 years. So already you saw last season what excitement it brought, and the tensions and how close it was with one single point to win the league, and the amount of points to win the league was outrageous. So I definitely feel this now is bigger than Man United and Arsenal, and it's great to see.
Have you seen a huge rise in this rivalry as well, Paul?
Yeah, I have, and I think, you know, Sam said there about from going back to the Sterling transfer, but, you know, I think it sort of kicked off properly in the Champions League a few years ago. And then the rivalries just went on from there to there. I spoke about both managers, they've got both sets of players, and for me, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, they're a good 3, 4, 5 years away. And yes, they're going to have to try and catch up that little bit, but I think City and Liverpool are just going to get stronger, and they're pushing each other all the time as well. You know, it's not just as one's improving because they're signing players or because of the managers. They're pushing each other, and that rivalry is what we want to see. You know, fantastic 2 years ago when City got 100 points and cruised away with it. You know, you could sit with your pipe and your slippers on and enjoy watching it. But last season was fantastic, going to the last game, and you know, and I can see a lot more of that this season and in years to come.
Sam, there was a back and forth, wasn't there, between the managers in the media this week, which seems to have been resolved. Well, it's resolved itself, hasn't it, with both saying how much they respect one another. Do you think the respect is shared not just between the managers, but between the clubs and the fans?
No, I do think the managers respect each other, to be fair. You know, it's not the kind of comments that go around social media, but normally when Guardiola talks about Liverpool and normally when Klopp talks about City, they each say the other team is the best in Europe or the best in the world. That's normally how it is. Obviously, Guardiola's comment this week about the dive-in, uncharacteristic, I must say. He's not normally one for mind games or even just being disrespectful on a basic level. Klopp probably felt entitled to have a bit of a go back, but didn't overstep the mark. But whether that's the respect that's normally there between them is reflected between the clubs and the fans, I really, really don't think it is. You know, I think this probably has a lot to do with the standing of United at the moment, but I think a lot of fans, City fans, would really want to beat Liverpool now. This is the biggest game of the season now because of just where the two teams are in the league, kind of as Jermaine was saying and Paul was saying about how close they are. But no, I don't think there's any kind of respect there whatsoever. And I think if City were to win on Sunday, it would be absolutely huge for them. I think it'd be one of the biggest results they've had in years because of obviously their record at Anfield. And I'm sure Liverpool fans would obviously really, really enjoy it if they were to win as well.
Sam, we're looking forward to it. Thanks very much indeed, and looking forward to Sunday.
Thanks,
plenty more to come on the SSN Social, including whether Jamie Carragher would fight Anthony Joshua if it meant Liverpool winning the title. This is the SSN Social. Keep your tweets coming in. There'll be more from Paul Dickov and Jermaine Pennant ahead of Sunday's huge game between Liverpool and Manchester City. Now, quite often, managers are keen to play down big games, but Jurgen Klopp has been quite the opposite. We were a bit worried he's being sarcastic here, but we're actually sure that he's excited.
But it's a big one. We know that. It's a big one. The whole world will be watching that game. I would 100%. Everybody I know will. So it's a massive one. And I'm really looking forward to it.
It is massive, and we all are looking forward to it. So much has been said and written about this Manchester City side over the years, and it's actually quite hard to praise this team in an original and unique way. But Atalanta midfielder Remo Freuler managed it earlier this week.
I think they have great ability, they're very quick, they're very technical players. They can thread a through ball even through your ear hole, so to speak, so you need to be switched on.
If you missed that, they can thread the ball through your ear hole. Right now, we thought that may have been lost in translation, but apparently we've found some evidence that he may be right. That was Paul Dickov's idea, not mine, right? Right, OK, I tell you what, Paul, we were asking you, weren't we, about the loss of Ederson for Manchester City, but Jermaine, if you look at how Liverpool improved when they signed Alisson and how Manchester City improved when they signed Ederson, it is hard to play down how big a loss this is.
Yeah, Pep has obviously tried to play it down. He's not going to let any weaknesses known, but it's a massive loss. Ederson is like playing with an extra man, you know, his distribution with his feet, and his obviously his shot stopping as well. You know, with his feet going forward for City is better than some centre backs in the Premier League. You know, if it's keeping the ball or if it's starting an attack. So to lose that in such a game coming up at the weekend, it's going to be a huge loss, and something Liverpool will play on and have a key eye on.
Right, we've been having a look at Manchester City. Let's speak live now to the Anfield wrap, and Lizzie Doyle joins us from Liverpool. Lizzie, good evening to you. We heard from Sam Lee earlier, and he was talking about the rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester City. Now, as a Liverpool fan yourself, how does this rate or compare with the relationship with Everton or Manchester United?
The relationship between Liverpool and Man City is nowhere near as big as Man United and Everton, no matter how much they want to believe it. The game is bigger because Liverpool are going for the league. There are title contenders, but they're definitely not our rivals.
If you think about the coach arrival, a lot has been made about when that Manchester City coach arrives on Sunday. We've seen some great scenes over the last few seasons when the away coach and the home coach arrives to these big games. What will the reception be like when they do arrive?
It'll just be as usual, you know, the fans will turn out. I mean, I haven't seen anything about organised meetups to welcome the coach in this year, but, you know, last season was a one-off. It was stupid, and no one, I completely condone the behaviour, and it will be fine. There's nothing to be worried about, but all we're there for is to cheer on our boys. We need the 3 points. We want to win this league more than anything, and we want to go 9 points clear of Man City.
Yeah, well, that's what's on offer on Sunday. Now, after last season's title race, is there a fear, though, that if Liverpool lose, and I know you hope that doesn't happen, but if you do, all the momentum will be with Manchester City, especially going into an international break?
No, I don't think so. I think if you would have said to any Liverpool fan at the start of the season, you're going to go into the first international break 3 points clear of Man City, you would have bit the hands off. What it does do if Liverpool do lose is they get the 3 points lead, and you could say it's in their hands, because then if they see that 3 points as the 3 points at the Etihad, then OK. But like I said, I would have took that at the start of the season. We'll have an international break and Liverpool will just go again. No problem at all.
Lizzie, great to speak to you. Good luck on Sunday.
Thanks very much.
So obviously I've been hearing there Liverpool fans are desperate to win the title, but how desperate are they? Because Gary Neville asked Jamie Carragher ahead of Friday Night Football.
Hypothetically, what would you do to guarantee Liverpool win the league, yes or no? Lose both Merseyside derbies?
Yes.
So you're willing to lose the derbies?
Not a problem.
Lose to Manchester United at Anfield?
Yeah, no problem.
Spar one round with Anthony Joshua?
Yes. I'll just keep on the move.
I'd love to see that. I think I might let Liverpool win the league to see him spar one round with Anthony Joshua. Walk on broken glass.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. Annie Lennox all day.
Do a skydive.
Ooh. How high?
I'd say from a plane.
Yeah.
You'd have to do that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd do
imagine
it.
being turned up with your mates and you
Basically, I'm going to do everything that where I don't die.
Right. Have a bath full of baked beans.
Yeah.
Go on Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh, all that tight gear.
Oh, God.
Depends who's dancing with.
For the title, for Liverpool to win the title, Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Run the London Marathon. Yeah, you do that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Let Gary Neville punch you in the face.
Go on, do it now. Let's see how hard you are. Go on, I'll let you give me a little jab.
So would you let me punch you in the face for Liverpool to win the title?
Yeah, but I can punch you back.
Present a Monday Night Football. Well, you're nearly there, aren't you?
We do it anyway, don't we? Obvious.
There you go. That's what Jamie Carragher's willing to do to win the league.
Dave Jones would be furious about that last answer. Jermaine, would you spar with Anthony Joshua? A Liverpool fan and former player?
Absolutely. Even if I get knocked out after 2 seconds, at least I know I'm not going to die and Liverpool win the league. So I don't think there's much that a Liverpool fan would not do for Liverpool to win the league. Obviously, it's not death related, but you know, it means so much for all of us fans, and you know, a great track and a great course to fulfil that dream.
Something that I've seen, Paul, is that Pep Guardiola seemed quite calm about this title race. One, because it's quite early, but also because it is still officially in their hands because they've got to play Liverpool twice. Obviously, after this, if they don't win, it is out of their hands even this early. Can you see his demeanour changing if they don't win?
No, not at all. I mean, I spoke before about last season, we went back to 7 points. If anything, it drove him on even more and drove the players on anymore, a lot more. And you know, they talk a lot, the Man City fans sing it, and Pep said it today about fighting till the end. They make sure they do that in every single game. There's a hunger there for the players to be better all the time. You know, when you hear the Man City players talking after a game, they don't talk about 3, 4, 5 games ahead. It's always about the next game, the next game, the next game. And they'll know how important Sunday is, but they'll also know if they don't get the result that, you know, going into the rest of the season, the injuries they've had already. You know, tomorrow there's going to be, on Sunday, sorry, there's no Ederson, there's no Zinchenko, Laporte, David Silva. You know, they're all big players for them. Massive.
These aren't excuses, are they, Paul?
But you look at the team that they could be playing, it shows you how strong the squad is. And over the season, that's why I genuinely believe Man City will still win the league.
Well, let's say Liverpool win on Sunday. How does Jurgen Klopp keep his players' feet on the ground? Because, like Paul says, they were a long way clear last season as well.
Yeah, that will come into play. I'm sure we'll be telling them we were 10 points clear, you know, last season and still managed to lose the league. So, you know, if they do win the game and go 9 points clear, they're not going to, you know, jump for joy, I think, and get complacent. They have to stay focused and continue what they're doing. You know, the result against Aston Villa is just as big as this game, you know, coming on Sunday. You know, that was a huge 3 points, and especially with City winning late on as well. So he will do what he's been doing all season, keeping them composed, keeping them focused. And like I said, if they do get the 3 points, they will just go on to the next game with belief and great momentum.
Right, we've been asking the poll, haven't we, on at Sky Sports News on Twitter. Who would you rather play under, Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola? The poll is now closed. And look, Jurgen Klopp has won it 59%.
Only one winning, weren't they?
59% of you agree with Jermaine
Never in doubt.
Pennant.
Never in doubt.
Is that all the Liverpool fans on it?
Oh, well, it
Correct.
must be. It
Correct.
must be. Right, OK. Huge game. Big thank you to Paul Dickov and Jermaine Pennant. We can't wait for this game on Sunday. I hope you both enjoy it, even if one of you won't enjoy the result. OK, it's all on Sunday, 4 p.m, Sky Sports Premier League. And, of course, it's on Main Event. But up next on Sky Sports Main Event, it's a Premier League game between Norwich and Watford. More build-up on the way.